Hello. I have a different deck for you guys today. Not that I've stopped working with Sacred Rebels, but I want to introduce you to Sedona Spirit Wind. And the person who created this, her name is actually not on her book. So I'll end up just putting the link below of where you can find this deck. Anyway, if you're a person that has any connection or just loves the red rocks and has, a connection to that or Sedona itself, but don't have the time to go, guess what? I was just there for a galactic conference. It was actually called the Channel Panel. I had no idea I was going to a channeling conference. I know that sounds strange, but it's still true. Channel Panel, you think that would say it in the name. Yeah, somehow I didn't get it. Maybe it's a blonde moment, right? So this is the deck right here. This is the book, Sedona Spirit Wind. And these cards were just beautifully done. So colorful, you can tell from this one in particular. So this was chosen yesterday. And since I'm doing kind of what I know. These are cards that I chose for me. And normally I wouldn't post the ones that I choose for me. I would just kind of, what does the collective need at this time? Or those watching this video, what do they need at this time? And this is what came up, was for me just to use the cards that I chose for myself. So there ended up being two cards. One is this one, Sedona Reflections. And so what I'm going to do, because this is what I've been doing for myself and for other people, is just kind of tell you what I see in this card. So what I see and what I feel, just give me a moment, I'm going to take a breath. I'm going to position myself in a place that I can really look at this card. Which is kind of hard to do if you want to see the card itself. I'll have to figure out how to do that, how to put the card up on the screen and possibly just talk or do a voiceover later maybe. But here's the card. Get that in view. Let's put it a little closer. So, actually, when I look at this card, what stands out is the figure looks a lot like me and the journeys I've been on. Been led to many different places, not always knowing why. Just kind of a feeling that I should go there. And I'm glad that I have that opportunity to do so at this time in my life and be able to trust that. That's something that comes up when I look at this card. I've been traveling through the United States the last couple of years, meeting lots of wonderful people. And recently I traveled internationally, which freaked me out. I went to Egypt. I had a call to go to Egypt, I don't know, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, and I chose New Mexico instead because there was another call to go there also. And that's usually what I do. So when I look at this card, to stay on point, I see one who travels, I see one who trusts, who follows the call of the inner heart. Got the canyons around. We've got the source light in front of us, lighting up the way. Following the light. The light will show us the path. It might not make sense, but yet it will lead us exactly where we're supposed to be. going to breathe into it a little bit. I see support, the little lights surrounding in a circular spiral fashion. Where her shadow is, I see almost like wings. The wings of the figure. Spread your wings. Allow yourself to fly. I see that blue-white light within the center of the shadow figure. Dragonflies have been coming up for me lately. Something to look up. Any animals that have come into your life lately? Animals, insects, amphibians have been coming up. Frogs for me. I'll be looking those up. I look down here and I feel supported by the cosmos. I see the figure walking through fire, as many of us have to, some literally these days, based on what happened in California. But look as the figure walks calmly through that fire. It brings to mind when people go walk on hot coals and they are not burnt. You know, they have no hurt. This doesn't happen with everyone, by the way. Someone told me a story about this, about the preparation needed and the body giving permission to tell the person that it's time for them to walk that path along the fiery coals. A lot of us don't want to do these uncomfortable things. But sometimes the uncomfortableness is necessary. Hence my Egypt trip. I would have never gone. I did not want to go to Egypt. And yet I still followed. So that is what I get from this card. Right now we've got beautiful sacred geometry happening in the bottom part of that card. I encourage you to really take it in. Zoom in on it. See what happens for you. There are light codes in a lot of these tarot decks that you have the opportunity to absorb within the cells of your body, the organs, the blood, the bones, the DNA, if you so choose to take that option. This card says, through the reflection, I perceive true identity. Beautiful, huh? All right, now I'm going to actually tell you what the accompanying book for this pulled card says the description is. As you can see, I have some Isis energy here. Got the Ankh to the left there, which is the balance of the masculine and the feminine. And then we've got some galactic energy right here, Bell Rock. For some reason, all of those things wanted to make an appearance here, so those energies as well are being transmitted through this video. And so, when I go ahead and read the description of this card, it says, you can go ahead and close your eyes if you like and take a deep breath and just kind of say this in your head. I gratefully receive the light being transmitted to me now in this card as I gaze in awe at the shimmering codes of light reflecting the vibrance and depth of my soul's blueprint. I entangle with the ancient truths encoded in my DNA and feel my heart fill with the peace as my soul enters a deep state of introspection and self-reflection. As I immerse myself in these healing waters, the vibrations of the divine begin to sparkle with the iridescent glow of ancient pathways, revealing and flowing spiritual streams of light. These wisdom codes have skillfully guided my enlightenment into increased levels of awareness of my oneness with the all in all. I reflect upon these truths of my identity, and I am drawn into perfect alignment and oneness with the source consciousness of love. And at the very bottom, they have an affirmation. We can say it together 3 times. I am eternally now grateful to walk in this light. Another breath. I am eternally now grateful to walk in this light. Another breath. I am eternally now grateful to walk in this light. So that is that particular card. There's one more card that I will go ahead and make a separate video for. Here it is again, SEDONA Connections. Reflections, sorry. SEDONA Reflections. I think there's another card that says SEDONA Connections. Only makes sense, right? Hope you enjoyed this.